Huge.
Here, I know here, for example, anti-masks, children tournaments for 1,000 players, children tournaments, we have barriers. So I think it's a problem of way of looking to chess and
Yes. We in the Mongolia we didn't implement this zero tolerance in our tournaments because it's a big traffic jam in Ulaanbaatar, is the capital city, and it's a reason why the players are late. It's 99% I can say it is a traffic jam, not the intention of player.
It is a valid reason that they are too late.
Yes.
And
maybe my suggestion is zero tolerance can be implemented in tournaments where all players and the playing hall is the same building, or something like this. And other tournaments have a late.
We cover this.
I know.
Can I go to your one?
No.
I go back to
We have now years experience with the zero tolerance rule. And what happens now in the tournaments? The players are on their boards 2 minutes, 3 minutes before start of the game and are waiting for the arbiter to start the round. You have time to inform the players, everyone is here. Why? Because they are afraid to lose the game if they are late. If we open it now, we go back to the situation we had before, because many of the players don't care if they lose 10 minutes of their drinking time.
But
I think Ansel's proposal is very good proposal for organizers. Should not follow this because for organizers they can use this political regulation. Okay. If he knows some difficult for arriving in time or traffic jam in there, then he will put it in regulation. But I think we not needed extra wording in our proposal.
Sure. I think the wording that possibly Andre may be looking for is essentially, I'll get this right, two things, is that it starts with the rules of the competition shall specify in advance a default time. Any player who arrives at the chessboard after the default time shall be subject to, that's right, penalties in accordance with Article 13.5. Or 13.9, sorry.
Yeah, I was trying to get.
Yeah. Right, and it just simply gives the flexibility to apply any sort of penalty up including loss of the game. Maybe it's like as Andre requested.
I forgot one argument. We have in the current rules the wording, unless the arbiter decides otherwise. This includes such a decision, in my opinion. So it's
No.
no?
I don't think so.
Yes, sorry, Larry. Explaining how, if you can remember, as he was just saying, that there was a lot of people that lost the game by default in Dresden, and there was different issues. Some was due to the traffic, but there was one young lady who was sitting at the table. She needed to use the restroom. She dashed off to use the restroom. On her way back, she wasn't sitting at her table when time was called, and yet she's fighting through the crowd, getting back to her chair, and by the time she got back to her chair, and time was already called, and she lost that game. This should be no fault of hers. She was in dire straits to get to the restroom. So why should she be penalized?
Especially as
That was zero tolerance, as your rules state.
The problem is because the organisers have started the round late. That is what happens.
But
They start the round late.
But she was punished because she could have how she could have perhaps beaten her opponent and gotten high points for that, where she's being punished. All because of a restaurant issue, restaurant issue.
Can I go back? You said we should be more like other sports. Yes? Yeah, I think you said something actually.
Yes, yeah, yeah. The way of thinking.
Okay, let us do that then. Very few sports have zero tolerance.
Really?
No,
The other way around. That's the other way around.
Boxing does not have zero tolerance.
No.
Yeah, but don't have the zero tolerance.
In some games, you try to report half an hour earlier.
Yes, very true.
Yeah, but no, I don't think any game is not having zero tolerance.
Sharapova turned up 8 minutes late at Wimbledon and there was no penalty. Is not Wimbledon a sport?
I'm sorry, Stuart. She could have lost that game if the arbiter had decided so, because officially there is zero tolerance. And I think that we should officially have zero tolerance, but have a heart in applying it.
And
the situation he just described, I think that falls within the discretion of the arbiter to say, okay, she was here, she was before at all, and should not lose the game. You should leave that space of interpretation, but as a rule, you should have zero tolerance.
Agreed.
One of the points of zero tolerance that I like it was that this gives the equal environment for both of players. Both of players seated on the board, they both have 90 minutes, for example, okay, and they play in the equal situation. If one player coming late, not only it destroys the discipline of tournament, he plays with less time, that is not equal, and he makes psychologically bad environment for opponent, the time that is coming or not coming. I think this, sorry Mr. Filipovich, this proposal to reduce the time more than the delay is going to work. You know, the player coming 1 minute late and then you deduct 10 minutes. The situation should be equal for players. Both of players have 90 minutes, and it's very good. We force the player to come on time and play in the equal situation. If one player comes 1 minute late and you were 5 minutes late, and nobody comes 1 minute, 5 or 10 minutes late, and you deduct most of its time, it's much worse. I think it is better to keep zero tolerance if it's possible. Many tournaments is not possible. We know traffic jam is something, but if it is better to keep for equal environment for both of players.
Yes, yeah.
I do not know how the problem of the zero tolerance is solved here. We saw it in Dresden many deposit games.
Yes.
It was the first time they.
And I saw how it was solved in Cantimansis.
Someone is still here.
It was in the Cantimansis. I was twice in the higher board. First he used the clock, the countdown clock, but later on not. On each match was an arbiter. When all people were there, all players were there, he raised the hand, and if all hands were up, the game started. That is not the sense of zero tolerance. That is waiting for the last one. So they avoided the lost games. So
It's very nice.
yes. But that's a proof that
Compromise.
Yeah.
The rules specify that instead of losing the game, the player who is late will be punished by reducing the time. And all the other is ruled by the tournament.
I come back to what I said. Which was you simply state that the player who arrives after the default time shall be punished in accordance with Article 13.9, which covers all those cases.
Okay, so one question remains. We have no default time. You mentioned this, in fact, this is why I put the original article in front of you. We had this 6.7, the game, but you know, start the session, shall lose the game. The default time is 0 minutes. The rules of information specify us.
That's
This is the old thing.
That's perfect.
Sorry?
That's perfect.
It means I had the feeling that some of you, this is why I show it now, like to keep this thing.
Yes.
I
Very much so.
know, I didn't.
And the same with B, if the rules of copy specify different default time, okay, then do I understand that okay, a lot of people like to keep, don't like the proposal, but like to keep as it was before?
They would be arbitrary size of the laws. So
Yeah,
there is
but no, wait a minute. I think otherwise the argument said otherwise has to do with splitting the time, in my opinion.
I know.
That is for special cases, for special
Yeah,
accidents. It cannot be cited in this case.
yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Why not to write the tournament regulation can make specify otherwise?
That's the other part.
Unless the rules of the competition specify. Yes, sorry, let's finish. Unless the rules of the competition specify, or the arbiter decides otherwise, isn't it?
I think maybe sports majority and other arbiters
covered all.
take other cases.
You'll be supposed to.
Can you make it bigger, please? I can't read that.
So I was saying, could you make, I was going to ask you the same thing. Could you make the text larger, magnify it? No, the whole page.
The whole thing.
Wait.
The whole page. If you go to select all and then you decide the whole page.
Control Z.
Magnify. I'm there.
Thank you.
So?
There, beautiful.
It's perfect. Nothing wrong with it.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
This is
fantastic. Everything okay?
It covers everything.
This way all right.
Never change
I think the suggested wording has one good thing, that is that the rules application shall specify in advance the default time, because that's not in the old wording. So maybe it's a good idea to have this task for the organization that they specify in advance a default time, and then you can have, if they do not specify a default time, the default time is 0, and then the old wording.
I remember the fight when zero tolerance was introduced. We shall not use the fight again if we change too much. Let it be as it is. There is written the rules of the competition may specify otherwise. That's all.
The only thing, Mr. Schuur's amendment not so bad, if the rules specify in advance,
Yes.
it's a time.
Yes.
Is this okay? But first of all, may I ask you, is the majority in favor to keep 6.6 as it is now?
Yes.
Please, who is in favor, raise your hand.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Commission? Okay, more or less the same. Okay, it means our proposal is rejected.
Mr. Chairman, can I just state now that it's passed? This is one of the more politically sensitive issues about the rules it is the one that Rules Commission and FIDE itself gets criticised most for. Can I ask all those people who voted in favour of keeping it all be willing to defend this position personally when we receive future criticism? You voted for it, you have to own your decision, is what I'm saying on this one.
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, what could be the other one?
It's FIDE.
Oh,
And you have to say, I am one of these people.
yes. That's what happened when I asked me about why they couldn't be here. And
Chairman, I wish to remind you that we can start at 1 o'clock.
No, we finish our meeting in 4 minutes to give you time to go to.
Thank you.
Yeah. First of all, I think it's clear. Wait a minute. We keep this little amendment, the old text, and we add only any. No, I have to correct many things. In advance should be added.
We excluded the 6
No. Yes, this will be what 6 was the old. Was 6.
But there is also
Wait. Before it was 0.6.6, and I have to delete 6.7 here, and it will be then 6.
Yes, but it's the old one also says the game unless the arbiter. Come down, please. After time shall be unless the arbiter decides otherwise. Here we use which is
Unless the rule will be specified the arbiter, and same is here, unless.
no, the A.
A.
7.
Ah, yes.
Audio.
Just direct to be specified.
And we like to add it unless the arbiter may specify otherwise.
It's okay.
I think we referred to the otherwise being where you don't have zero default time. If you want to say the arbiter may not, he doesn't have to default the person who arrives late. That's a completely different matter. And the great problem with that is that if the player thinks he's won the game, and then the arbiter says, oh no, you haven't, that is a big psychological change for him. It's a very difficult thing to do.
I changed my vote because I want to change. There's not going to make any difference. I like what you have prepared with that. I just didn't see it up there because the page is full.
You prefer this one?
I prefer what you have.
Okay.
Yes, that's right. The rules of country was specified in that full time. I know, I'm just. Because I was just I want to change.
Klaus?
I disagree with Stuart. I think I was wondering why nobody says that. I think we have to give we have to have the courage to give the arbiters the power to have to react on specific situations. This is a spirit. This is the spirit of the prefects, for example. And so I would be very happy with this old wording if you add that if you give the arbiter the power to react otherwise if necessary.
That would be a separate sentence from, it wouldn't be a continuation sentence. It wouldn't be a continuation sentence, it would be a separate sentence because it's not the same conclusion. And you are leading yourself to the problem, somebody arrives late and his opponent has left because he knows he's won.
Okay, it's the situation the arbiter must take in his mind. And, but remember this example we had before.
In fact, you like to propose 6.7a. Any player who arrives at the set after start says shall use the game unless the arbiter decides otherwise.
Would be happy. This.
I also said.
You are in favor of this proposal?
No, so arbiter, we can, because if arbiter must give a decision for some exceptions, but the rule must say that you must be that, but there is some exception that we cannot imagine. So if arbiter, as someone said, gives decisions, this is the fault of arbiter, not the rule.
Okay, it means the amendment, our proposal is now, at least I want to have your opinion. Any player who arrives after start of the session shall lose the game, and we add here, if this is the general feeling, unless the arbiter decides otherwise, well,
That would be a problem.
That's up.
Well, then, remember to delete.
sorry.
Again, they don't stop a competition.
Destroy the rule completely.
I think what you're going to do with this is you're going to pit the arbiter against the organizer. You're going to pit an arbiter against an organizer here. As an organizer, if I say in my competition it is a 30-minute default time, the person shows up at 45 minutes. The arbiter says, no, it's okay, you can continue on. That arbiter is my contract employee. I hired them to enforce the rules of FIDE and the rules of the competition. And now they have gone against that because you've given them power in this rule. I don't think you should have, unless the arbiter decides otherwise. It says that the rules of the competition may specify otherwise. That is enough leeway to say that zero tolerance is not to be, may not have to be enforced.
No. The rules of the community may specify otherwise. It means another default time. It refers to B, in fact. Yeah.
You're going to cause more problems with those extra words, and you're going to solve problems. And you are going to pit organizer and arbiter against each other in situations.
It appears many times already.
Yeah, you're just you're just making the problem worse with this.
No, we're
codifying it.
1 to 6 times it already appears.
Okay,
you've got a valid point.
Let me try to find a solution. Yeah. First of all, the new text, I have the feeling you do not like. Yeah. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Then the majority. Then you prefer something like it is written there with some amendment. You made already one amendment in B. If the rule is going to specify in advance. Agreed, I hope? Yes. Yeah. And then I think the only discussion we have now is, shall we add to 6.7a unless the arbiter decides otherwise? Am I right? Is this the only discussion? Okay. Then I like to vote for without unless the arbiter decides otherwise. It means the original text we had before. Yes. Who is in favor of this text? Original. Only one hand. Only one.
Original.
1, 2,
Without unless.
Okay.
Without unless.
Who likes to insert unless the arbiter says otherwise? Yes.
Albert, you can't vote twice.
Commission. Commission. Who is in favor without decision of the arbiter? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but
okay.
getting back to his point, you're pitting organizers against each other.
We understand that.
Yeah, but
Who is in favor to keep unless the arbiter decides otherwise? Okay, I think we keep it. Our proposal is
Great.
sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 12:15, but Igor,
Sorry, before closing the session, is it possible to establish subcommittee for one paragraph? Just not to waste time, I mean 6 months.
no.
And this is to prepare.
No, because you got so many people very different opinions.
We prepare all arguments for and against. Because unless I have 1 hour and 100 questions for this.
Yeah, but you're going to find a lot of people's come back.
let's I give you 1 hour for this.
Well, no, I mean, he wants to.
100 questions and positions I even brought just said to me for this. Just to establish subcommittee to explain and to listen all arguments for and against. And explain all methods who wishes. Anybody can join there. And I ask from United States if anybody wishes to explain me their arguments against my arguments.
It is a perfect.
It was in Yerevan and it was in Elista. There was subcommission for one question.
Yeah, but it was after the discussion, not before the discussion.
No,
Yes,
it
you will.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Will and then probably.
I have to speak with the commission. I don't like to speak.
Just to prepare all arguments and not to waste time.
You can adjourn this and we take it all up later? Yes, because it seems to be a long argument.
Let's accept it's finished.
Yes, right now. Is this meeting adjourned?
The day after tomorrow.
No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. There's something I wanted to say before we went. I think it's very valuable that so many people offer their views. Because this is one of the only times we can get such a disparate group of people together to offer views, and it's very, very valuable to the rules. So I'd like to thank everybody who came for attending.
When is the next meeting?
Tuesday, 9. I think